Yes, top of the evening. You know the vibes. You rocking out with yours truly, Showtime Sizzle. I am the source. You see what I titled this? Um, Shakur Stevenson, Frank Martin. Um, I'm gonna put the link out in a second, but I just want to get this out, put it out there. I know, it's still some of you content creators, you know, out there still delusional, real talk. But I just want to put it out there. Would most likely November. It will be Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford 2.0. Shout out to Mr. Wally Moses. Just seeing that excellent interview he did. You're gonna see levels when Shakur and Frank Martin fight. Like I said, I like Frank Martin, good fighter. Leonard Ellaby voice, great little fighter, good little fighter. But unlike a lot of you guys that discuss boxing and talk boxing, I actually know boxing. And like I said, Frank Martin is a great fighter, but there's levels, man. See, a lot of times when we talk boxing, a lot of you guys are programmed, right? You don't really know what you're looking at. You know what you're programmed to think. Um, and I say this with the utmost respect, right? People have been programmed to put Frank Martin in the class with fighters that he hasn't even accomplished a third of what they accomplished. But yet, um, well, not me, but I'm put me in the thing too because I partake in this YouTube. But we are programmed to believe that he's one of the top five lightweights. And in fact, when he faced a guy who nobody ever heard of, international fighter Olympian, not only was it a tough fight for him, but he almost lost the fight, right? He almost lost the fight. But yet, we are programmed to believe that this guy is a top five welterweight. And definitely watch the interview with Wally Moses. That's why I love, when and I think it's on Millie City. He interviews everybody. But definitely watch it. I love when guys like him and others that have accolades say these things because then I can come on and say what I always say, but hey, what do I know? So when somebody like that says it, somebody that that's really Shakur's trainer, teacher, is his grandfather, um, says the things that he says, right? And if you know anything about Shakur's background in the sport as an amateur and now as a pro, he has that abroad pedigree. Whereas Frank Martin, like I said, he fought these guys that aren't really good. Michelle Rivera, when he fought Frank Martin, it was like he never fought a southpaw a day in his life. It was like he never fought a southpaw a day in his life. But yet, we wanted to act like Michelle Rivera because he resembled Muhammad Ali was the goods. Was he? No, he wasn't. But it is what it is. Like I said, uh, YouTube, especially YouTube, boxing, because one thing I noticed about YouTube boxing, it is a like social media gathering where guys love to discuss boxing and fights, and a lot of times these people that discuss boxing on YouTube, I study, man. I study, and I study you guys on YouTube. You guys rolling clicks, right? And whether you are a top ranked guy or a PBC guy or whatever, you tend to follow your clicks, law. So a lot of times, like with Frank Martin, because Frank Martin is, I was about to say managed, but he is promoted by Earl Spence. Earl Spence is a YouTube favorite that prior to the Terrence Crawford, all of you guys didn't see this coming. Some of us called it, right? Because like I said, we know Earl Spence's style. we knew what was going to happen, right? But a lot of you other guys that claim to know boxing didn't see this coming, still are making excuses. And shout out to Cam and Mace. I seen the token black. That's who they were talking about. Yellow Beezy. That's what they were referring to as the token black on Skip Bayless. Still making excuses and thinking that 154 is going to be any different. I doubt it. Token black. If you know what I mean, right? But let me stay on topic. Frank Martin, though, man. Like I said, he's a good fighter, man. But Shakur Stevenson is going to beat him up, man, and beat him up bad, right? Um, Shout out to my man Carlos Axel Jackson. He said Shakur might stop him, right? Bruce Gass in the building. Salute to the OG and Carlos. Appreciate y'all, you know. Um, but yeah, Shakur's going to beat him up bad, man. And a lot of you guys thinking that Frank Martin has a puncher's chance. He does. It's boxing. Anybody has a puncher's chance. Earl Spence had a puncher's chance against Terence Crawford. And what happened with that, right? But I just think, like I said, this is going to be Earl Spence, Terence Crawford 2.0, right? And I say that because um, Shakur Stevenson trains with Terence Crawford. You heard Terence Crawford, and these are buzzwords. Bud has come out and said, you know, sparring with Shakur, right? Sparring with Shakur is like chess. I got to stay on points. This is high praise because we just see what he did to Earl Spence, right? He said with Shakur, he had to stay on point. With Earl, he just picked him apart. But like the average person that discusses boxing and talks boxing, that type of advice or statement that Bud said will go over your head. But a boxing boxer or a teacher, a coach, a gym rat, they assess that like, damn, so you mean to tell me when you're working with Shakur and you're sparring, and I'm gonna use Earl's terms for y'all so y'all can understand this. This how I'm learning to, dumb the swords down so you can understand. You can't get out of pocket when you're sparring with Shakur because he'll capitalize on it. Now that you follow that out of pocket, that's when he's saying he has to be on point. It's like, a chess battle. It's like two samurais with their swords, right? He has to be on point. So when I hear this, I'm like, damn. But I already knew about Shakur. But when I hear this, and I hear Bud Crawford saying that sparring Shakur, that's how he has to, be on point. Because I remember them sparring or hearing about the sparring, and when Shakur was much younger. And Shakur admits to it that Terence beat him up, right? Look it up. It's out there. Shakur's on record saying that, he was eager to see how good he was and he spoiled Bud, and Bud beat him up back in the day. So now to hear Bud Crawford say this about Shakur now, right, lets me to believe and to assess that, damn, he's got a lot better because out of his own mouth, he has admitted to being beat up by Bud in sparring. So where now the undisputed pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world, some say is the pound for pound best fighter in the world, says that he has to be on point in the ring working with Shakur. So when I hear that, I like I said, I like Frank Martin as a good fighter. I'm like, man, he's gonna beat the shit out this dude, man. Later, for what these people are trying to program and tell us, oh, Frank is dangerous. Yes, every fighter is dangerous, but is Frank gonna be ready, right, for what Bud Crawford is telling you Shakur is, what Shakur's grandfather is telling you he is, what the world is telling you is? Is Frank Martin gonna be ready? I don't think so, because and shout out to my guy YSM Sports Media, Jabril and Greg Hackett. Excellent interview they did. Check them out. Greg Hackett and like myself, WCS and others, bring this up. Derek James has a lot on his plate. You're not facing Jackson Marinez. You're not facing Michelle Rivera. You're facing Shakur Stevenson. Your fighter needs to be prepared. He needs the teachings. He needs the know-hows. With all this that you got going on, Canelo for Charlo. Then you have Earl Spencer's rematch. You have a lot on your plate, brother. But like I said, the typical YouTubers, guys that discuss boxing, they don't, maybe they notice, but they just don't acknowledge it because, like I said, respectfully, they're just sheep. They're followers. They don't really know. They don't know. But you are going to need undivided attention. Are you going to be ready? Shout out to the OG in here. Definitely subscribe to his channel. You need to hire my man right here, man. I wish I had some flex with y'all because I would refer him. I would be like, yo, man, why you should bring this guy in, man. You don't have to, he doesn't have to be in the corner. Yes, boxing guru. Bring him in and let him sit in the gym and watch you work. And just listen to him. Listen to what he's telling you. These are the type of people you need around you. Shout out to Guru, man. See my man when we was out there in Ohio. This guy knows his boxing. He gave me probably one of the best assessments of what Frank Martin would need to do to win the fight. That's why I said that. Maybe Frank should bring somebody in like this because what he said was accurate. Frank Martin is going to need to pressure Shakur Stevenson. But will Frank Martin's gas tank, because like we said, Frank Martin is a ripped specimen, muscle bound. You know, he has the muscles. But if you know anything about boxing, when you carry that much muscle mass, you fatigue. And we have seen Frank fatigue when he all gas, no brakes, like we say in my gym, pedal to the metal. The next round, he's kind of depleted. He's trying to recover. But hey, what do I know? But shout out to Boxer Guru. He says, how do a boxer beat Shakur or make a good fight against Shakur? I want to see if Shakur can do more than jab, step back to count. Shakur is a master of distance. You know, that's one you gotta I'm not gonna give out the game plan, what I would do, right? But you know, with Shakur, man, he's a master of distance. You got to make him uncomfortable in there. And I'm not, listen, game is to be sold, not told. You know, you have to make him uncomfortable. And I just don't think Frank Martin, and I say this with the utmost respect, because, hey, what do I know? I am not a coach of the year. I operate heavy equipment, but I do have champion bloodline pedigree, you know, Hall of Famers, world champions, and God damn it, blood of my blood, flesh of my flesh. So I do know a little something. But like I said, game is to be sold, not told. He is going to need to pressure Shakur, make him uncomfortable. Can he do it? He has the athletic ability to do it, but will he have the teachings, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to do it? I seriously doubt it. I doubt it. You know, Derek got a lot going on, you know, and if I got to go off of what I just seen at that level with EJ and Terrence and make them feel you, make them feel you, and what he told Frank Martin, yo, what the fuck you doing? I just don't see him pulling it off, man. Respectfully. Boxing Guru said, fam has to fight. Hagler did. Tommy make him fight, not box. Yeah, he has to make it ugly. It has to be ugly. He has to apply the pressure. He has to make Shakur do things that he doesn't want to do. But can he do that? Like I said, yes, he can, but will he be able to? Will he have the game plan to do that? I'll tell you what, you know who he should reach out to, right? Listen, man, I'm gonna give you a free consultation right now. Because this will probably get back to them. I know. You know what you should do, Frank Martin? If you really want to defeat Shakur Stevenson, and if you do this, please throw me something. You got to throw me something. If not, you're going to have a problem, respectfully, right? Hit up Antoine Russell. Yes, Gary Antoine Russell. I would bring him into camp. I would reach out to Gary Antoine Russell if I were you. I would want to spar and work with a guy like him. And you say, why would you spar and work with a guy like him? He is a southpaw. He is bigger than you, probably stronger than you. But the one thing that he does, he is a pressure fighter. He is a pressure fighter. Look. Damn, you didn't think the source was this high of a boxing IQ, did you? You know, because you base your things off of me, off of my YouTube, right? But you don't know who I really am. I am the evil genius. I am the scientist myself. Yes, reach out to Gary Antoine Russell and see if he will be willing. But I'm pretty sure you are going to have to pay him. Yes, you're going to have to pay him to come in the camp and work with you, right? So reach out to him and see if he will be a chief sparring partner to prepare you for this. Thank you. Yo, coming from you, Boxer Guru, that is like a compliment from a Yale professor, because you are definitely one of the guys that I love discussing boxing with. You are my elder and you know boxing. I feel like when I talk boxing with you, it's like kicking it with Uncle Buddy, cousin Buddy McGirt, you know, the older guys that know they shit, right? And I'm much younger, but I like to talk to the older guys because they have more knowledge, more experience, what I like to call LOX, living off experience. And I always pick up things from the older guys. And I try to pass it on to the younger guys and the ones that listen to me. But the ones that don't listen to me, you know what I say to them? I say, fuck it. Hey, what do I know? And I laugh. I just laugh. Like my grandfather. Shout out to my grandfather. I am keeping the legacy alive because that's what he used to always say. He used to tell me and my cousins and everybody, all the younger ones, he would give us the source, like I like to call now. And when we wouldn't pay attention or listen to him, and he been there, done that, you know, knows, he would say, but hey, what do I know? You know, what do I know, right? What do I know? But yes, Frank, man, that should be an easy hookup, man. You guys are both Al Heyman guys, Charlie's Angels guys, you know. Reach out, get with Gary Antoine Russell, southpaw, pressure fighter. If you get a good training camp in with him as your chief sparring partner, you might shock the world. You might shock the world. And if you do this, I need something on that. Real talk. I need something on that because I just, you know, that was a free consultation. And not only was that a consultation, I'm giving you game, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. A sparring partner like that will definitely have you prepared, you know, to, because he's going to show you how he fights, right? Will prepare you for what you're going to need to do in order to try to crack the code of Shakur. Let's call it that, the code of Shakur, right? But like I said, I don't see you doing it, man. And I don't see Derek, like all respects to Derek, you know, it is what it is. I don't really like Derek. I'm not over here to sugarcoat. Derek James did some foul shit to me. And you can't lie. I got the receipts on you, Derek. It is what it is. But you see how God turned that around. You're a fighter that you didn't want to wear my patch. I don't even think he was fighting on TV. You know, my shit's been all over ESPN now. Pause, right? But I remember you told your fighter and then you lied. That's why, another reason why I don't respect you. You know, like just be a man. Like you was a professional prize fighter. Be a man. Like, you know, I know, Derek, you don't understand how connected I am, right? But it is what it is, right? But ever since then, I never looked at you the same. That's neither here nor there. But like I said, I don't think you have what it takes to prepare Frank Martin. Because we just seen Earl Spence lay an egg and you told him, make him feel you. The only good instructions you gave him was use your feet. But when does Earl ever really use his feet? You know, you probably confused the fuck out of him. Because he was probably saying to himself, I am using my feet, coach. I'm stepping. I'm going forward. you know. But it is what it is. It is what it is. He said, "I hope and pray for him. Don't just try to box with Shakur. Man, if he does, he's gonna be in for a long night. He's gonna get his head popped off, man. He's gonna get his head popped off, man. I just think he's gonna get overwhelmed, Guru. Listen, Frank could fight, man, but it's levels, man. It's like you gotta do something. You gotta really pressure Shakur, right? And you gotta do something that Shakur's not gonna expect you to do. Because this is a guy, right? See, I didn't call him a kid. I said a guy. He's a grown man that has seen it all, man. This is like Shakur Stevenson, right? For those of y'all that are deaf, dumb, and blind, right? Shakur Stevenson was giving Lomachenko work in the business when Lomachenko was feared. Not the Lomachenko that just fought Devin Haney. The Lomachenko that they didn't want Tank Davis to fight. That Tank Davis the killer. That Lomachenko. That they didn't want to fight. That they made this excuse. Oh, he only fights in front of 5,000 people and this, that, and the third. No, he was dangerous at the time. But this is the guy that Shakur was. They was calling the Shakur, paying him very well for rounds. So Shakur is different, man, and we're gonna see that, man. And I think Shakur, right? Um, he's eager to make a statement on Frank, man. He's eager, because like I said, some of the narratives out there, some of these people that they really don't know shit about boxing. They're just super, like I said, they're super cult members, super program, popular. They go with the popular fans and shit because they really thinking Frank is going to do something. And now I have to, get on my buddy McGirt, right? Who has Frank Martin fought to prepare him to face up against Shakur Stevenson? Who? And I know y'all gonna say, oh, but who has Shakur fought? That's like Frank Martin. Who hasn't he? Who hasn't he, right? Who hasn't he? He said Fam has the attributes to make it a great fight. He has to apply quick feet, come from angles, make Shakur fight a dog fight. Yeah, he got to make it ugly, man. He got to make it. That's why he needs Antoine Russell. He needs to get with Antoine Russell. Let me see. Let me think of another good sparring partner. Somebody that's going to make him think that you need southpaws. You need southpaw work. I'm trying to think, man. Who else? Right now, I'm drawing a blank because I would Antoine Russell, man. That's who you need. You need an Antoine Russell, man. You can't get Bud Crawford. That Shakur's gonna have Bud, but if you could like Antoine Russell, man, I'm trying to think of another elite southpaw that can prepare you. That's going to give you that work and that you could just take something from. Shout out to WCS in the building. I tried to jump on a little early. I'm supposed to be in the laundromat, but man, it's still like the Sahara Desert out there. So I said, let me jump on live and shoot the breeze real quick. Let's shoot the breeze. But yeah, you are absolutely right, Boxing Guru. You are absolutely right. He has to make it an uncomfortable fight. He has to make Shakur, because Shakur is a thinker. Listen, Shakur masters distance. If Shakur gets down Frank Martin's timing and is able to counter him like he does, it's gonna get bad, man. It's gonna get bad. But everybody's just so drawn on, Frank can crack. Frank could crack. You don't think Shakur's ever been hit with a hard shot? Let's be real, right? I see Shakur spar Ugas. He spars bigger guys, man. Right? But you guys are just hell. When I see these channels and people are so hell bent on, like, yo, Frank is gonna crack him. You don't think he gets cracked by Bud and the Ugases and these other big guys that he ever sparred, man? You think Frank Martin is going to tap his chin and he's just going to fold up? Like, no, man. The kid, like, come on, man. That's how I know a lot of you guys, like, some of you guys need to Instead of always talking about boxing, go to a local gym, man. Pull up to a gym and just go in there one day and just sit down and shut the fuck up, right? Just be like, I'm just here, right? And just sit in the corner somewhere and just watch what goes on. Don't and then come back another day and do the same thing, and then start talking boxing again. Go in the gym, watch how fighters move around, watch how fighters hit the bag, watch how fighters spar. Watch how fighters shadow box. Do these things, man. And then I think you will have a better understanding of what you're talking about. Because see, a lot of you guys, I swear, like shout out to Guru. Guru's in here dropping gems, right? Because he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's seeing, right? Like a lot of y'all don't know what y'all seeing, right? You guys were so mad at me, right? When I said that Earl Spence was stiff, slow, and flat-footed. Man, you guys ridiculed me. I was a bum. I laid on the couch all day. Meanwhile, I move heavy equipment. I get busy. But by me saying that Earl Spence was stiff, slow, and flat-footed, and which he actually went out there and was, and Bomac said the same thing. Free Bomac, by the way. But you guys were so hell-bent because I know what the fuck I'm looking at. I'm in the gym. I was raised around Buddy McGirts, Junior Jones, Riddick Bowes, guys like this in the gym, running around like how my kids run around. I was in the gyms like that. So I know what I'm looking at. I could watch a guy hit a bag or work on a bag and be like, man, he's stiff. He needs to open his hips up a little more. Do y'all understand that right there, what I just said? No, y'all don't. When I say he needs to open his hips up a little bit more, how he's hitting the bag, nah, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. But that's neither here nor there, man. He says, Guru says, those guys be boxing with Shakur. The last fight he lost, those guys made him fight. Man, that's what he has to do. I'm going to tell you a fight that he can study that really, and we was on that card. The African, the cop that hits hard. He made Shakur switch his whole style up because Shakur had to respect his power. I can't say his name good. The African dude, man. The African guy. We fought at the Virgin Hotel. He hit Shakur real hard. Caught him clean. And Shakur had to switch his whole style up, man, because the guy could crack. These are the things that Frank Martin should study. But unfortunately, Frank Martin's coach doesn't watch film. And I don't think he's going to watch any film because he needs to study Canelo. And then he has to study Terrence, right? He has to study Terrence again. He has a lot going on. So like I said, Derek, if you're listening, Maurice, his brother, that is his brother. Team Martin, I think Frank Martin's father, good guy, met him in passing. Listen, reach out to my man right here. The Guru knows his shit, man. Bring him on as an advisor. Bring him on as a consultant. He knows boxing. He can listen. There's other things guys to do because a lot of times when you deal with boxing and teams, everybody wants the glory, right? Sometimes there has to be guys on the team that be like, you know what? I'll just study film. I'll do other things, right? Teamwork makes the dream work. A lot of these teams that are elite teams, and I'm gonna use Team Crawford. It's a team. They're a team. Red, Saul, Bernie, Bomac, the others, right? They're a team, right? You need a team. Yes, a fighter goes in there and fights by himself. He competes in the ring by himself. But his team is the one that prepares him. The coaches, the team, right? Studying, watching, breaking down film on opponents. Oh, you see that right there? When he throws his left hand right there, you see how he tips it off a little bit right there? That's team stuff. This is team stuff. So one thing I noticed about Team Spence and Team Prop, well, it got to be Team Martin too, because Derek is the liaison. He's the head guy. What I like to say, Joe Clark, the HNIC, the head nigga in charge. Remember that line? There's only one. The HNIC, the head nigga in charge. That's Derrick James. See, when you are the head nigga in charge, you get a real nigga ass whooping. And unfortunately, that's what your fighter got. But you got that too because you was the HNIC, the head nigga in charge. But you need extra set of eyes, man. You do. You need guys like, see, maybe your specialty is not his specialty, right? But that's how you make a good stew. You make a good gumbo. Everybody adds an ingredient. But hey, what do I know, right? What do I know? But yes, man, reach out to Guru, man. Guru knows his boxing, man. Yo, Guru, I'm gonna share this quick Guru story. I think I have shared it before. But Guru, I really knew Guru knew his shit when the late Fred Hawthorne, I said late, because Fred Hawthorne done fell off the path. He is no longer one of the hottest boxing channels, field reporters out there no longer. But I remember Fred interviewing Wilder, and he was trying to throw Boxing Guru under the bus, be funny. And Boxing Guru was talking to Deontay Wilder, and I'm watching the interview, but I'm listening to what Guru was telling Wilder. Guru was Malik Scott before Malik Scott, right? I was listening. I said, damn, Guru just gave him some gems. I was like, I didn't know who Guru was at the time. I was like, yo, this guy got to be a coach or something, right? I said, he must work with fighters because he just gave Wilder some gems right there, right? They was in LA. They was on some boulevard out there in LA. And I was like, yo, dude knows his shit. And then I started seeing Guru at fights. I'm like, all right. Then me and him, like I said, every time I see him now, I interview him. And I'll give y'all free game, man. And for those that watch the interviews, he gives out nuggets, man. He knows his boxing, man. He definitely knows his boxing, man. Formerly the Wilder hater, but the man knows his boxing. And see, if fighters were smart, right, you're bringing somebody like this. I'm telling you, like, that's how I was raised. I know the OGs like that. They used to be the old heads, right? These guys were probably the smartest guys in the gym. Yeah, they would just sit there, pull up their chair, and they would sit in the gym and watch everything. They'll watch sparring. They'll watch the young kids hitting the bag. They'll watch guys working the mitts. They'll watch everything. And then they will critique on everything. They know everything. Like you see your foot placement right there. It's susceptible to a right hand. Don't let them off the hook. They watch. That's what boxing is, watching, studying. But hey, what do I know, man? What do I know? Listen, I just want to come on here and chop that up, man. I got to get to the laundry, man. But I just want to come on here and please don't feel offended because I said that I just think Frank Martin's going to get mocked. Everybody has an opinion, man. And I will be the first one to come on here if Shakur Stevenson loses and eat crow and be like, man, I was wrong. But I don't think I'm going to be wrong because, like I said, Frank Martin, will he be ready? I don't think so. A lot going on over there with his team, his coach, the HNICs getting ready for Canelo. Then he has the rematch. He has a lot on his plate, man. One man can't do it all, man. And one thing about, and I say this with the utmost respectfully, the world-class furniture store, like WCS refers to it, and I like that. But you see, I acknowledge WCS's, that's his work. The world-class furniture store. They don't take a lot of applications over there. That is like it's like my job. But unlike my job, where we do hire people, qualified people, the world-class furniture store is like Fort Knox. You can't get in unless you're Ellie Setback. But if you have any type of boxing knowledge or something, they're not going to let you in. They prefer like the Ellie Setbacks, the fanboys, and guys like that. If you are a furniture type of guy, a coach, or somebody with a boxing type of IQ, they do not want to let you in there. But hey, what do I know, man? Salute to Boxing Guru, man. Definitely subscribe to his channel. And he moves good too. If you watch his channel, he got some videos out there where he's shadow boxing. Look at the movement. That you can tell guys that know how to fight, man. The man is no slouch, man. Check him out, man. See, a lot of you guys, right? Y'all talk shit about boxing, but y'all probably can't even throw a punch. Don't know how to turn your hand. Like, yo, and I say this respectfully, right? Dudes was critiquing my jab, right? And then I had to show where I got my jab from. Shout out to Uncle Larry Holmes. The slap, smack, smack, smack. My jab is like a cobra strike, man. Y'all see how quick I bring that right hand behind it or the left? Because I can switch it too. Southpaw, conventional, right? But that's another thing I was always taught. And shout out to Roy Jones. I seen Roy Jones emphasize that. I'll flick the jab out there and play with you to rock you to sleep, right? That's an ill technique to learn. Learn this right here. I'm gonna give this to y'all. Free game, right? You flick your jab out there, right? Because you're setting the trap. You want them to walk through your jab, right? They'll walk through it because if you're flicking it out there, slapping it out there, they're gonna say, "Oh, it ain't nothing on it." And as soon as they get in that kill zone, bring that left hand behind it or the right hand, depending on what stance you are. Snap it like a cobra strike. They'll fall all the time. Hopefully, y'all caught that sauce. With that being said, I am going to tap out. 7 p.m. Tap into my man WCS. He has some fire on deck. I think he's going to be getting at Jamel Charlo. Jamel, you are very disappointing right now. I know you are preparing for Canelo, but it's like, bro, come on, man. You're a fighter, man. You want Crawford to fight everybody other than you, right? The man has called you out, called you a bitch ass nigga in Vegas after you dropped your boy. Now you're campaigning for him to fight Boots Ennis. But yeah, tap into 7 p.m. to WCS. See what WCS is over there cooking in the hot grease. But listen, everybody be blessed. Enjoy your hump day. If you're in New York, man, stay hydrated, man. Like the summer is over, but we got some heat. But look, let me show you a little bit of my skills. I got skills too.
Work, Chris, work, body. Nice, good body shot. Body shot, Chris. Good body shot. Yeah.
The one and only Boxing Guru, aka Wilder Hater. I'm here with the Sauce Talk Boxing Podcast.
Thank you, Chip. Thank you.
This is your boy Jamel Simplified Herring, and I'm with the best in the world, the best from Long Island, the Sauce Talk Podcast. Hey, we doing big things. Shout out to everybody out there in LA as well. Simplified, salute.
Yes, you know the vibes.